Hello, thanks for clicking on my video. My name's Chris, and today's video is going to be on paydirt. So, um, I bought this to test out my metal detectors and my black light, and I wanted to try out panning. I've tried it in the past, prospecting, and I've never found gold, but I always felt like if there was gold there, I would find it. I thought I was doing a pretty good job. So I got to try that out. But in going through the different bags and reading all the reviews and reading what they're saying about their product, I started to think that maybe I would, check into it a little more and see what you're actually getting. So I did succeed. I bought this brand because they say you get a minimum amount of gold, and I needed to make sure that I had uh, nuggets big enough to test these to see, test out different size nuggets for them. I can't really do that in here to show it. I'll turn them on and show what it does when it finds gold, but there's too much electronics and metal in this room. They just don't work that well. Um, so I would say this one, and there's one that's cheaper. I think this is like this flash in the pan pay dirt. I think was like the most expensive one. Um, I think it was $133. I'm gonna show my receipt so you can see what it says on it. So you can see what it says on there. If you buy it straight from them, there's a couple things you don't have to pay for. You get a lower price. Um, and it's a lot more worth it than what I paid for it. That's the card that comes in the bag itself. So I already panned it, and panning is really easy. Um, if you're going to give this as a gift, you would want two of these large pans, and then you can basically do them into each other. And then you would want this to suck up the gold, and then maybe a scale. He says, but I guess as a gift those things would work. But other handy things to have is some mighty sights if your vision is not as good like mine. Some tweezers, a scale, and then I did also test this because that was one of the things I was most interested in as I was reading the reviews and what they were saying about the gold, and it just kind of, some of it sounded like bull to me. Like I really didn't think they were taking a shovel full of dirt with gold in it and just putting it in a bag without searching it first. So this is my gold tester. I'm not gonna do that in the video, but I did test it all, so y'all can take my word for it. I went ahead and tested this gold. So this is the gold that I got out of there, and this is the little bit of silver, 3 nuggets of silver, they're called nuggets, and then there's still more in here. This is basically what is left. So what I did was I just put it in the oil pan, and then I waited for it to dry. It took like 2 days to dry, and then kind of manipulated the pan and got it to break up. And I'll probably just pour it back into the bag, throw the gold in, throw everything back in, and then if I have a friend or someone that wants to try it out, they can, it's there, they'll be able to try it out. So that was one of the things I liked about that, is that a resealable bag. So I guess I'll show the I have video. As soon as I'm done with this, I have video of how this black light works. So that was another thing I wanted to try out. This one's a little bit, probably too powerful to be using in the room. It's more for outdoors. That's what I bought it for. At some point I'm gonna go somewhere where there's gemstones, so I wanted to try it out and see. But if you were giving this as a present, you would want to probably buy one of these little black lights. And that part's really cool. It makes it a lot more worth it to justify that amount of money to spend on that, because there's an app on here called Rock Identifier. So all you have to do is take a picture of one of the gemstones, and it'll tell you all about it, where it's located, the value of it, that sort of thing. I'm probably the only one that didn't know that existed, but I just learned about it, so I thought I'd relay it. Yeah, so I'll show you what these do. And also, if you're using the black light, you're going to want the glasses, because like lasers, I guess that can hurt your eyes. So this is the one that I just bought, and I'll turn it down some. And it appears to work really good. When I tested it, it actually went down to just a little tiny nugget. So I think when it's outdoors where there's not all this interference, it'll work a lot better. But I thought it did pretty good. And then this one, and I really like this brand. For me, it's between them and Mind Lab of what I would buy. I was gonna buy the Mind Lab, but I just decided to go with that one. I think the Mind Lab, you still have to do ground balancing. That one you don't. So this one has a lot more to it, and it's able to find really deep targets. And if it's set up right, I'm pretty sure it'll find the gold no problem. So they both work pretty good. This one's found a lot of stuff. I bought one when I was in Florida. That's when I bought it. I was able to find change and jewelry and stuff. So what else? I think that's all I was going to cover for that. So I'm going to show a video of I darkened up the room. Actually, it's kind of dark out now, so I think that if I just turn the lights out, or this one light, not the fan. Alright. I forgot the TV's on, but anyway. And not dump it everywhere. So as you can see, there's blue and black, there's red, yellow, There's several different colors in there. And then I have this pin pointer. So this was kind of a cheap pin pointer. It doesn't really even have a name on it. It doesn't work that great. Well, it works pretty good, but I mean, it doesn't find the small flakes like those are finding, so I mean, that's a big chunk, and so I'm gonna have to buy another pin pointer. Wait a second here. I always wonder if this had a could be turned down. I think it only has one setting. Maybe it does. I don't know. I'll have to mess with it. I'll probably end up buying a name brand one. Alright, so I'm going to move on to the computer and show how much it's all worth, and talk a little bit about the other brands and what I personally kind of think is a little bit of false advertising going on. Alright, so as I was saying, I think they're probably the most honest of all of them. After reviewing some of the video, it does actually look like there's the same amount as what they're showing is what I got. So I think of all of them, they're probably the most honest about what they're selling. So let's see. That's 1.42, so that's basically the amount I got. So there's mine, there's that, and there's, I have the exact same scales, so if it was blown up it would probably be about the same amount. So I would say I don't think there's any fibbery going on here. I think they're actually showing what you get, being the most honest about it. So if you want to make sure you're getting a certain amount, like I needed to, so because I tested the little nuggets, I tested the bigger ones for my metal detector, where you just want to make sure you're getting, you know, a specific amount, then you would probably want to buy this bag. At $100 it would be, I think, a pretty decent deal. The more I look at it, the more I look at the others, I'm starting to see that I think the deal from this, even though it's over $100, I still think it was a pretty good deal, because I got a lot out of it. Plus you're getting silver as well, so, and the gemstones, so it worked for me and what I needed to do. And of course it has the bag, so I'm gonna put it all back in the bag and save it for a friend or whatever that wants to try it. But these other bags are questionable. So this is the most popular, and it's also, I think, the most questionable in what they're saying. So $23, you get a big bag of dirt, and so I'm not sure. You can't really tell like how big those are. There's nothing to gauge the actual size. I mean, those things could be tiny, but they're showing this, and this is the thing, because they're saying that 1 in 3 bags is a mother load bag. So is what they're depicting here what you're gonna get? Um, you know, who knows what a mother load bag actually is, but it doesn't seem like a very good business model to me, because what you're seeing there, that's, I'm going to show in a minute, but that's $58 worth of gold. That is just a little teeny tiny, uh, I mean, come on. That's got to be like, my math is probably off and whatever, but that looks like well over $1,000 worth of gold. And they're saying that's in every 3 bags for $23. Doesn't sound like a very good business model to me. Yeah, I don't really believe it. So I'm calling that pretty questionable. And this other bag, the other stuff over here, the other thing is these could actually be all the same business, just rebranding. So I mean, they all got the same kind of bag. So yeah, I don't know. But even if it's not, and they're actually different businesses doing this, they kind of say the same thing. So they're claiming the mother load again, showing a handful of, again, that's well over, it's got to be over $1,000. I mean, that I think is, even, look at that, that's freaking huge. But if you go down into the reviews, they say this looks pretty accurate to me as what you're gonna get for $30 bag. So they show a scale, and I just went on the gold thing and priced this out, and I did it at 15 karat. Who knows what it is, it could be 10 karat, but I did it at 15 and it came out to be $5 worth of gold. So that amount is equivalent to $5 at today's price. So at 15 karat, again, don't know what the actual carat is. If it's 10 karat, you know, it's worth less. If it's, but it's not going to be over $10. It's going to be, you know, probably around $8, somewhere between $2 to $8. So we'll just say 5, which is about what I figured it would be. And that's, I think, realistic for what you're going to find in any of these bags. Do you really get a free bag? No. And yes. After giving a 5-star review, they don't deserve. Okay. Yeah, that's another thing about these. I never really pay attention to the good reviews. I really only read the bad ones because the companies are giving free merchandise or free product to get their, or what they do is they will email you and tell you if you give them a 5-star review, they'll refund your money. So you can't really trust a lot of what you read in here, because some of it's just people getting their money back. So I tend to pay more attention to do the bad reviews because they're usually honest. Anyway, there was quite a few people in here that thought they might get more gold out of the bag than they paid for. Pretty sure, as you've seen, that's not going to happen. You're probably going to get $5 worth of gold out of any one of these bags. If that, again, they don't guarantee anything. Actually, I think they do guarantee there'll be something in it, but how much, who knows. That's why they tell you it could be a mother lode bag. So I haven't looked for any videos on this. Hopefully there's somebody out there that's done a video on all of these, because it would make for a pretty good video. I don't have time to do it. I just wanted to test out my equipment. But yeah, it'd be nice if somebody bought all of these bags of gold, tested out all their gold, and you know, try to get an average of what actually comes in the bags. So, because the way they're advertising this, you know, of course there's going to be some people that would think you have a chance of getting more than what you paid for, when generally you're not even going to get close to what you paid for. So like the other one they showed, and I found that out using this gold calculator. This is how much is in my bag: 1.45 grams, 15K. That's today's gold price, so that's how much is in my bag. And then there's the silver. If I did this right, I did pure, and there's 0.8 grams in that bag, so it says 62 cents. So if I did it right, there's 62 cents. And then there's this little bit of information. If you didn't know, I didn't know this. Gold coming out of the ground, 65% to 98% pure, with most being 85%. And then down here, so it'd be 20K to 22K, and this has it being a little higher and a little lower. So I would say somewhere between 18 and 22, but that's what that says. So mine's at 15. Who knows what these ones are at. I'd like to know if anyone's seen anyone else do tests on these. Let me know in the comments. I find it interesting. And then the other thing, I think what I bought is good for what I did, because I got the amount that I needed, and I got to see the gemstones. I didn't need a whole bag of them, though. It would be pretty fun to go through one of these bags now that I didn't know about the app before, or I might have considered buying one of these bags, because it would be interesting to go through and look up all of these gemstones, where there are. And so if you have kids, this would probably be a good present and keep them busy for a while with that app. Even for an adult, this is still pretty interesting. And then one of these bags, so 2 kids, a bag of rocks, and a bag of dirt, and then a couple of these. That'd be a pretty good present. Or it'd be a pretty good present for anybody, really. I'd like to get that. So there's other ones like this one, but again, it doesn't guarantee how much is actually in there. So might not have worked for me. It might have. I don't know. I didn't want to take the chance. That's why I went with a guaranteed amount. So yeah. So that's all I got. Let me know what you think in the comments, and if anyone else has done any tests on these. I'd find it interesting. All right, I'm out.